Hello, everybody. Welcome to It All Goes Back to Sonic, where today it all goes back to Sonic. However, asterisks written by Ken Penders. We got a pretty lengthy, I want to say, like amount of comic content, but I feel like it's not a lot of content to really. There's not a lot of meat. It's just a lot of roughage.
There's a lot of Ken Penders here, and you could skim that mostly up to pretentious writing, fight scene.
Yeah. So we covered 145, Sonic the Hedgehog 145 through 151 today. I forgot to introduce ourselves. My name is MegaFire. I'm here with my hosts, Dorko for You, Bob Hood, and Harvek. My enthusiasm levels aren't high, but I am interested to hear what everybody else has to say about some key things that have happened in this set. Because we do get introduced to some lore, a lot of really funny inconsistencies, and a lot of Shadow the Hedgehog. And then there's some behind-the-scenes stuff, which we sort of touched on previously that I'm going to bring up again, that really rears its ugly head in this set. So yeah, I guess let's just get in it, yeah.
Although before I forget, there was something I forgot to bring up about I think last time about the 25 years later or whatever that I thought was funny, which was just the fact that you know how like it somewhat ended with just being like Rotor being like, "That's it, say that again, time travel," and then it kind of turns out like wait a minute, actually very early on, and 25 years later, Rotor specifically said we can't do time travel.
Wait, I did not catch that. I can't believe I've missed that 25
Wait a minute,
years
I
later.
got it. I just fucking lied.
Wait a minute. I was just joking. We can do this thing.
So I looked into it, and it turns out I told you a lie. I went back in time and modified myself saying that.
Well, that'll make everything I say a little bit funnier today, because now we'll just be consistently reminded by the fact that Rotor is a lying piece of shit who keeps lying, keeps gaslighting, making people feel bad.
Well, to be fair, I think he's gaslighting himself.
They can't gaslight me if I gaslight myself.
There's a background war going on between Rotors we don't know about.
He's having a war in his head.
No, it's two separate Rotors using time travel against each other.
Oh, you mean evil Rotor and regular Rotor? No, just the same Rotor, actually.
It's Rotor and Rotor 2099.
That's a catch. I did not realize at all. Well, great news. Doesn't fucking matter, because 25 years later will never resolve or amount to anything. Unless you read the new Lara Sue Chronicles.
Hey, look at me. I'm smart.
Actually, I don't even know if Rotor's in Lara Sue Chronicles. I don't think he is. I don't think he's allowed to be.
Nah, I don't think so.
I can't tell anymore.
I think he's owned by Sega, so...
That's awesome. That's right. That was one of the things that made me mad. I don't know if you guys heard, this is a little tangential, but I don't know if you guys have heard that, like, there's a Sonic the Hedgehog, like, mobile card game in the works. It's like out in testing in, I think, Southeast Asia, like in the Philippines and stuff. Some people have their copies on the APKs, and apparently, like, somebody found in the data, like, oh, there's the Freedom Fighters are there, but like there hasn't been any confirmation or anything. Because as I'm a little shaky on this, and I could be wrong, but I think what it is the game is being developed by like a third party who's like fans of Sonic the Hedgehog, and they just got officially licensed by Sega to make this thing. And then yeah, so there's no like hard proof or, you know, like hard hope that they'll actually incorporate the Freedom Fighters. But I thought that was really cool news in Sonic the Hedgehog today. I guess maybe there's hope. Maybe we'll see our squad back at it again.
Maybe someday.
All right, fine. Finally, we get to see Antoine and Tangle kiss.
That's right. OTP.
Yeah, I ship people that have never existed in the same universe. I'm pretty based.
Yeah. I've got a blog for it.
Yeah, it's right up there with Master Chief X Hatsune Miku.
It's the title is
I think
Twangle.
it's time to...
The Twangle.
When the words Hatsune Miku X Master Chief enter my head, I'm going to just start the summary.
All right, 145.
It's 145 to 151. Because before I read, I had to double take, make sure we actually got the right ones, because like 3 different chunks.
That's
So,
right. I pre-planned everything.
Shadow meets Locke, who tells him he's in need of Shadow's abilities. When Shadow declines, he gets roped into fighting this guy who retreats into a warp portal. So Hope the human sees this and walks through the portal, and after Locke uses magic to seal up Shadow, Hope demands to let him go. Shadow reminds Philip of Maria when he sees Hope and in fact seems to believe that this is the same person, which causes him to become angry about his past and break free. So before he can continue to hurt Knuckles' dad, Hope asks him to stop fighting, and then Shadow realizes this is a different person, and he just leaves. And then a side story where nothing happens. Eggman tells his minion to kill Sonic and his friends. And then we get a Tails story where Tails meets Rotor and Tommy, who pick up seismic readings saying a single isolated spike without any aftershocks is turned up in the middle of nowhere. They conclude that it was caused by someone on purpose, maybe Eggman, so they decide to investigate in case it's a threat to Nahul. And although Tails thinks he and the other two can solve the problem on their own, they get help from the Freedom Fighters anyway. Elsewhere at the place where they expect to show up, Shadow is already there and discovers some kind of prototype object encrypted within Gerald's data files. The end.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why, but my first note in this is just... But when Shadow and Locke, when he's in his like little Kingdom Hearts hood, is just standing there, Obi-Wan Kenobi style. My first note is just, this is some weird ass writing. Desire to confront the creature, innocence in the line of fire. Like, be normal for 5 seconds. Why are you talking like this? And then I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I remember who's writing about this now.
Our good friend Kendall and Penders.
Kendall and Pensworth.
Kendrick Penders.
Am I wrong for thinking that whole, like, Eggman part is just a retelling of the first minutes of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog?
I don't know.
I don't know if it is.
The opening of that is literally just Robotnik telling all his minions how much he hates Sonic.
Yeah. I think it was just supposed to be, like, a funny... Oh.
I was like, he might be onto something, I don't know.
Maybe that is the reference.
I don't know if it is or not, it just felt like that.
It's Carl Bowler's last story. Ish.
Oh,
ish.
Ish.
Eesh.
I was trying to quickly look up, like, what was his last story, and I couldn't find it on a quick Google search. So I was like, oh, shit.
I believe this is where he left. So, I've been bringing this up here and there, but, like, yeah, there was big turmoil in Archie. Stuff happened, big argument. Carl left at some point, and which is why we see so many Ken Penders stories. Actually, this is why we see primarily only Ken Penders writing, is because he took on the comic. There is something interesting about this part, which is the fact that it is probably the most hated, but it is also probably one of the most, I guess, credited is the wrong word, but it is also the thing that kept this comic alive. The comic was supposed to be canceled. Sega didn't want this anymore. They wanted to pull out a multimedia. This comes off the crash of the all the Sega consoles and them kind of pulling back and starting to play things safe. Ken Penders kept this comic alive. People bought this comic. It really did well in this period of time. It was like, it did well enough to wait out the period of time until our new main cast of writers and artists take over. But yeah, I felt like that was an important thing to bring up at this point, because like we will be getting some rough stuff, and there's probably a lot of negative to say, but at the end of the day, fact remains fact that the comic was going to be canceled. I can find some sources for you guys. I have a nice documentary that covered this for me. I watched it like years ago. It was very interesting, something I didn't know about. I think when we started this podcast is when I watched this thing. So I'll try to find it for next time and provide that information to you guys in a more concrete way. But I mean, okay, these stories kind of are nothing. There's some fun with the fact that Locke doesn't understand that vegetables are biological, which is great. Ron Lim does the art here, and I think he's done a lot better than he has in the past by quite a bit. Still a lot of funk to it, but it's impressive. I almost didn't realize it was Ron Lim at first until I read the credit. Something fun that I really liked was this Eggman face, but also I liked this Carl Bowlers doing the tarot card pull for Amy.
I was gonna ask about that because the only time I see tarot card and Amy in the same sentence was Sonic Frontiers, but then it got brought up here, so I was like, where did that originate? What game did that first?
Going from my memory, I want to say it was like a character detail mentioned for Amy and like manuals for like Sonic CD. So it is a very obscure retro sort of callback, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I think there was a part of me that kind of laughed seeing this because like because there was this whole thing where like I guess like Ian Flynn was bringing back the tarot card thing, and like it started popping up in like modern IDW comics and Sonic Frontiers. So there was like a reaction from some fans. They're like, "Oh, I'm sick of this. Tarot cards here, tarot cards there." so I'm like, I was laughing. I wanted to like jokingly.
So popular.
I wanted to jokingly point at this panel and be like, "Ian Flynn," like before he's even in the comic.
I can't believe Ian Flynn did it again in 2002. I think it was also in the Sonic Shuffle manual or something.
Oh, maybe.
I'm pretty sure it was there. There's another really good panel that I love that just oozes early 2000s. I was robbed. It's so good. I have like
Oh no, that's just his face. He looks like he's being punched.
He is. He got the wind knocked out of him. I will say one small, I guess, praise. The last story, the Harbinger or whatever, I do like some of the character moments in it. I think they're fun. Like Tails and Rotor, having their little discussion about like, people's place in the party and like just sort of Tails trying to figure his own stuff out. That was kind of nice. I didn't dislike this last story. Don Best's art helped, I guess. Some of it was weird near the end, which whatever. Ken and his weird drama shit has to happen all the time. But like, for the most part, I was pretty happy with the little Tails story. It was good. It was decent. Kind of building into the next one. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this one. It's we get caught into the intrigue. It begins the next arc, the good, the bad, and the unknown. Shadow discovers something, and then the gang heads out to also figure out what's going on. And I think, it's not much else to say for me personally.
All I had was the question about the tarot card thing.
Yeah. The tarot card thing is a manual thing.
The general complaint I have is just like, man, I kind of just don't like Ken Pender's writing, period, but like I feel like I just really don't like the narration. Like there's something about it that's so bad.
You mean the little
Or like characters
yellow
thinking to themselves, that sort of thing. That's what I meant. Narrating to themselves their thoughts.
He just does it so much.
Yeah, it's too much.
I used to think, oh, this is a comic book thing, and then I'm actually reading real comic books now. Sonic is not a real comic book, but like I'm reading like 1970s, 1980s Marvel stuff, and I'm like, oh, people do that here too, but it's like one thought bubble for like in like 10 panels, and I'm just like, oh, okay. So yeah, people do talk to themselves, but it is not like a novel that I'm reading. It's like, I thought it was like I just didn't like this style of writing, but then I'm like reading these Marvel comics, I'm like, it's whatever to me in these, because it's like sometimes it's nice because it helps to remind me of something that happened like 10 issues ago, and that's something that they're thinking about now in the moment, which will be brought up in the comic. Great. But with these ones, it's like, I don't need to think, like, I don't need Tails to talk about like how he feels for like 3 panels, because you could easily have that in like 1, and then have something visual tell the story. You're in a visual medium.
Yes, yeah.
It's like you have to find that fine line of like, I love moments where there's a lot of dialogue and there's a lot of back and forth and there's a lot of introspectives, but you can't just have that at every moment. I think it's finally like kind of dawned on me what I like about these kinds of narrations, why sometimes I like Ken Penders having like this really long thing, if there's actually something to it, and that it doesn't happen every time. But that doesn't happen with Ken Penders. He just does that every comic, every other panel, and it's just like, dude, we are not reading a novel, and you're also just, there's a lot of nothing in that dialogue. Yeah. All right, that's it. 146. Then let's move on.
Okay, we're going. Without explanation, Shadow's fighting Sonic. Sonic sprays water on him to get away. Shadow meets back up with a new robot named Isaac, who's like a gold-colored robot that looks like one of the Easter things from Sonic Adventure. So Isaac asks why Shadow disengaged from fighting Sonic. Shadow doesn't really have a solid answer. Instead, we see how this story began to play out, in which Shadow, atop Angel Island, picks up some kind of signal to that leads him to Isaac. We eventually cut to present time and see Sonic beat up from his fight with Shadow. His team finds him, and then Sonic explains that when he found Shadow, they ask each other what they're doing in this place, and very quickly they just both get impatient and start throwing hands. We then find that Eggman has been spying on Bonnie using a bat camera, and notices that she jumped into a hole where the earthquake went off. Eggman's takeaway from this is that either they believe him to already be involved, which he isn't yet, or they don't want him to find what's in there first. So Eggman then decides to play his hand and send Metal Sonic. Then our side story, Rotor has to go out and do science stuff. And also it turns out Tom is really good at organizing stuff, which is helpful. Anyway, Rotor had asked Sally to bring Nicole over, but Sally trips, and in the crossfire she accidentally swaps bodies with Nicole. Nicole immediately wanders off and experiences life as an organism, but the effect tapers off quickly, and they'll go back to the original bodies.
I think I just love ending there. Nicole wanders off and experiences life. The end.
So I just gotta say, the first 3 pages of this comic are the best writing Ken Penders has ever done.
You're so right, babe. I just literally took a picture of it and sent it in just to have it for later.
I don't know why he never wrote like this again. This is great.
I really stepped up.
I know, really. I will say one thing. Stephen Butler, I mean, accompanying terrible writing, I think I still love the setting of this story, and it's one of those memorable ones to me. The Good, the Bad, the Unknown was probably when I actually started reading these comics as a kid, like fresh on the like shelves. So like was 2003, I want to say 2005. That sounds about right. I like picked them up from the physical like locations and started reading them as they were coming out. So The Good, the Bad, Unknown holds a special place in my heart because they had cool fight scenes, which I still stand by. I think that first few. So props to Stephen Butler. Kind of a weird amalgamation, some weird lore that was dropped with Shadow here, because he's kind of like it's kind of like pulling on Shadow the Hedgehog, like the game, a little bit, but not quite. So it's like, I don't know.
I think this is still before Shadow's game, or is it not?
Which is why I'm like, this is so like, there's so many things that happen before that video game. Which is like, I'm like, why is there so much?
So are we just like not doing the thing where Shadow gets amnesia after he gets recovered? Because he seems to know everything, right?
Well, I think that's one of the confusing things about this is that there's no reason for Shadow to be sort of amnesia or confused. Because comic Shadow should, like, he just knows things. Like, there's, I don't know.
It's inconsistent. That's the problem.
Whatever.
Inconsistent.
He also he's I don't like the way that Ken wrote him is so weird too. It's like he writes like the way he talks is so robotic, which is probably what they're going for. But at the same time, it just all it is like, oh man, it's like I'm reading like Spock but with zero personality. Like, he's just very logical, like, very, like, something. I don't know. Like, it's just weird. Also, Eggman's face is fantastic over here. It's probably the best Eggman.
Well, it's not my favorite, but it's intense.
Yeah,
it's great.
That's a face, all right. No, I read Shadow, and all I heard in the back of my head was, like, the opening of I Am, like, dun-dun, dun-dun. Shadow looks at the camera. I forgot.
I forgot. I don't know. I love everybody splitting up and doing all this freaking Benny Hill stuff in this issue.
Benny Hill.
I did make one note about the Eggman scene, which was like, I can't believe it. Ken makes Eggman's ramblings, which are usually entertaining, so drab. Also, I guess the Eggman laughing face is really good too.
I saw Metal Sonic's back already.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Metal Sonic's back. That's huge. I love that guy.
Yeah.
The Nicole story was fun, I guess. I don't know. Like, it's just nice to see Nicole again.
To me, it was like, this is just really pointless and fell short. But at least it helps build up to something better.
Yes, yeah. Also, we did get this face, which is fun. Oops. This one.
How to draw Sally.
Yeah. Sonic makes people sick. She literally was... she regressed immediately upon seeing Sonic. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention
hey
also...
everybody! Oh my god, Sonic!
She looks at Sonic. Oh, Sonic, you make me feel. I wanted to mention the covers of these issues is continuing that trend where they do like the Sonic Channels art style. I believe the artist is still Pat Spaziante. Yeah. I don't remember if this happened already and then I mentioned it, but they changed. So Archie also changed the way that these comics are marketed as the Archie Adventure series. So you'll notice that on like the covers of these, you'll see like under Archie it says Archie Adventure series. Just a new branding thing they did. I don't know what else they had that was under the Adventure series personally, but I just think it's a fun note to make. I got nothing else for 47, so we can, or 46, so we can move on to 47.
I wanted to joke earlier of, you mentioned like these comics helped like save the comic from being canceled, and I just wanted to say like they used the secret technique, Shadow the Hedgehog. Especially when I'm looking at this cover. Like, and
just for good measure, Metal Sonic.
Yeah. No, these covers are great. Shadow, like the fact that Shadow is back and in so many of the like, I think this is why I got into the comic when I was a kid. I was like, whoa, Shadow the Hedgehog on the cover. And there's like in 148, I think that's the cover that I like when I think of 148, and then I think 140. Oh, this one, 149, 148. Those are the two covers that I'm like, oh yeah, this is some peak. It was not peak.
Guy walks into a room. I'm back. Shadows back, baby.
All right, 147.
Metal Sonic meets Shadow and Isaac. Fight breaks out. Sonic possesses join in. Odds are immediately against him, and with Sonic in a bad spot, as well as Rotor Bunny and Red Sally. What's her name?
Red Sally? Fiona?
Fiona. They start being electrocuted. My notes don't detail why. I don't even remember how it happened. But Tails panics. He presses a red button as a last resort, which causes Sonic and that gang fight to go falling down a pit. There's a side story with the authors, and I skipped writing for it. There's a Mutsky side story where Tails plays games with Sonic's dog. Eventually, he pounces on Tails and appears to be trying to bite him, but it turns out he was just playing Fox Hunt and scared him by accident. The end.
I forgot to bring that up in the last. They actually start getting electrocuted in the last issue, but they never mention how they start getting electrocuted. It literally happens off screen. They're just like, oh no, they're being electrocuted.
They enter the electrocution room from Metal Gear Solid.
They enter the microwave.
There's I just remembered this. This panel is so funny to me out of context with Tommy the Turtle. The very first panel is like it's crazy. The shading. Who did the shading? I think Jim Amish does the inking. He went off on this, man. Why did he make it look so intense? Tails.
When this character got introduced,
Sorry.
When this turtle character got introduced, I think I set myself up thinking some stupid bullshit was going to happen with him, but it was just like a whatever thing. More like, did we pass this guy's entire thing already? Or
no, we're still in the middle of it.
We're still in the middle of it? All right. I was just wondering.
Every time Tommy shows up, I just want him gone so much more.
But why do you want him gone? Let's really delve into his feelings.
He's just bland.
Yeah. Especially when like
Tommy's
what was it? The fucking last issue had a Tommy the Turtle story that was boring nothing. I'm like, this is so agonizing.
If I could ask past Archie to put in a character, replace Tommy with Bentley the Turtle from Sly Cooper, please. Thank you.
It's just
I like Bentley, but the Freedom Fighters do not need another tech guy.
No, they don't. That's what I was going to say.
Well, come on, Sonic!
There's no point to having Tommy here because you have Tails and you have Rotor. And it's like, he's just Rotor 2. And it's like, we don't need Rotor 2. We have Rotor 1. We have Rotor at home.
You know, it should have been Cooper or Coops, honestly.
You're right. From Paper Mario. He should have just... Why didn't they just use him?
Yeah, just copyright infringe it, 100%.
Why not?
Did stop them
before. Had a funny. You could have had Tails jump on him and launch him.
I love seeing Rotor on the cart getting pushed forward. I think that's real funny.
This is a TF2 mission, I think.
For real.
Yeah. I noticed they changed up Metal Sonic's design a little bit. They gave him big ass shoulder pads.
They gave him big ass.
Yeah,
no,
he's
actually,
got a big ass.
They took his ass away. Actually, they did the opposite.
He's got the Hank Hill ass now.
Yeah.
Look, they had to take his ass off and put it on their shoulders.
He does have like giant shoulder pads. I didn't notice that. It's actually kind of cool.
They're usually kind of tiny and silver colored. Actually, I had to check.
I kind of like that actually.
They're usually not even noticeable, I think. But the big blue ones definitely add an effect. Why is Metal Sonic falling down the hole? The dude can fly.
He forgot.
This is free falling to look cool.
I forgore. Is that just the theme of these comics right now? I forgot.
Yeah,
I forgot.
I will say one thing to the credit of Ken Penders is that his writing suits Metal Sonic really well. he only knows how to write robots.
I mean, even then, I'm not exactly a fan of this Metal Sonic, but
I don't dislike him. I think he's all right. He sounds like Metal Sonic. I like him saying that he's superior to Sonic and then licking his wounds. That was pretty raw.
Ken Penders is only good at writing dull and flat characters. All right, let's get him on Ruby. Let's go.
Oh my god.
Actually, don't do that. I don't want to know what he'll do.
You know, now that you mentioned Fiona, I forgot. I don't remember why she's on this mission, but I guess
she's just kind of there.
I wonder what the decision making of that was. Like, hey, we want you to use these characters on this.
We canonically cannot use Sally. Use someone that looks like Sally, kind of.
Yeah.
I want to draw long hair, okay? Just do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot to say. Oh, yeah, they get electrocuted again, by the way. Which, once more, I think this time they do set up a reason for it. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. Actually, no, they just get electrocuted again for some reason. I think it's because... Oh, did we mention we got introduced to a new Gamma-like robot named Isaac? Yeah. So I thought it was because Isaac activated something, but no, they're just being electrocuted. Like, it's literally like Tommy and Tails are looking at computer monitors and they're like, what's going on? Oh, our friends are being electrocuted now. That's it. Like, that was there's no explanation as to why. Yeah, the story, the editor's story is nothing. The Fox and the Hound story is alright. It's
there.
It's just there. That's all I got. Anybody else have anything to say?
No.
I got nothing. It's just Metal Sonic Shadow fighting cool. It's just about all I have.
Yeah, the fights are fun. The art is good. They're doing good visual work here.
The biggest problem I have is that I just wish there was a compelling story behind it. Like, I would care more about fight scenes if I cared about why they were fighting. But then you have like moments of Shadow being like, I don't know, I just want to punch you. Like,
yeah, the Sonic classic, like when Sonic punches Knuckles for no reason.
True enough.
It sucks. I don't like that either. It is really stupid, especially when they're like, hey, no, it's like Sonic's like, hey, we should talk, and Shadow's like, no, and then later on Shadow's like, we should talk, and he's like, no, actually. I'm like, why are you people like this?
You could really boil this all down to Ken Penders just writing, let's fight. Okay!
Yeah, it's like smashing two action figures at each other.
I mean, I'm guessing the kids writing in really wanted Shadow to come back, and they really want Sonic and Shadow to fight. So, at least they got that.
No writing necessary.
What's this, Death Battle X?
Yeah. All right, 148. Let's get it.
We are on 148.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Sonic jumps on a train headed away from Shadow and the others. Shadow chases on foot. Metal Sonic stays with Isaac because getting data from Isaac is more important. Tommy breaks the circuit box to save Rotor and the others from getting zapped to death. Tails watches on a wall of computer screens and listens to Isaac blab about the history of Cantober ancestry. So, basically, in old times, he angered the Zorda and they sent a bomb that would mutate the planet, but it also caused a volcanic eruption that covered the planet in ashes for 1,000 years. But also, because of this bomb, barrel deposits underground gathered to the gene bomb energy do become Chaos Emeralds. As we learn all this, Sonic eventually meets up with Shadow again, but they all find a secret underground bomb. Then a side story where Sonic and friends do a play where Sonic and his friends defeat Eggman, except nobody plays their own character except Sonic. Hilarity ensues. And then Tails meets it there. He tells Tails that he has an uncle. Nothing important happens. The end.
Y'all like bombs? This is the bomb story?
This is the big bomb.
So, there's a typo in here. Did you guys catch it?
Kento Bar.
Kento Bar.
Kento Bar. Welcome
also,
to the Kento
at some
Bar.
point in this issue, somebody used the wrong your versus your, but I didn't screen cap it. But yeah.
You did. I didn't screen cap it to laugh in their face.
I also... These two panels next to each other were really funny. This feels like a YouTube.
He just jump cuts out.
See your tails.
I didn't think of it like that. It's really good.
Later, dude. I don't want to bring this up later. Boop.
Yeah, this is the big lore dump. So there was a mention way back that the Zorda did wipe out life on the planet, and it was implied to be humans, and that Station Square were supposed to be the survivors of humanity, whereas the Overlanders are something else, like slightly off human, and then there's obviously the furries. It's kind of crazy because they pull stuff from even as far back as the Tales miniseries, which at this point is like 5 years old, which is a little insane that they're doing this thing. But then again, they did set up a lot of crazy stuff back then. I do love this image of just Metal Sonic and Isaac just riding on a train together and just getting the lore dump like the Exposition Express over here. I just took a screenshot of all the lore stuff in case people wanted it in the show notes. So I do like also the other image of just Rotor being like, dude, are you recording this shit? Holy crap. Also the Chaos Emerald lore is crap. It's absolutely bullshit. It's not possible because we get Chaos Emeralds at other places and other zones. So this is dumb. I don't know why they even had to bring up the Chaos Emeralds. It's just wrong.
No, this is the canon explanation by
it's
our
not,
Lord and
though.
Savior. It's our canon explanation from Lord and Savior Ken Penders.
Our canon explanation.
Ken the Penders.
Okay, one more screenshot from the lore dump, which is hilarious to me, and that's
one more screenshot.
This black and white thing where he's just like, I have attended the coronation of the first king of the throne of Acorn, and it's just like, wait, there he is, pan it to the right, zoom in, he's right there. He was there the whole time.
He's just, I didn't even see it. They color him like piss yellow. I didn't notice. My eyes just did not see this difference.
Oh man.
I want to make that little version of him my avatar, but I don't hate myself enough to do it.
my favorite character,
You
Isaac.
gotta explain to your other mutuals about this yellow gammon trying to excuse yourself why you had like 150 issues into the fucking Sonic card.
Here's another
smash announcer. Chibi Isaac.
These are some of the best, like the little play that they put on in the side story. They got some great imagery in it, but these are probably two of my favorite ones, which is Tails being Snively and then Big the Cat being Dr. Robotnik, and Knuckles being Sally.
If in this tale, that's the wrong outfit.
Yeah, because Robotnik wouldn't have been Eggman in an Eggman outfit at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
maybe that's all the kids know. I don't know.
I didn't notice that. I mean, that
I don't know. Can explain.
It's 2005, so I'm going to assume that people don't really remember Sonic Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and StH and stuff. This Destiny's Child title is really funny to me because I'm like, what kind of kids know about Destiny's Child? It is funny to me though. I do like this title. I don't care for the story. I do love this title.
Is that all we got?
Oh, Tommy the Turtle saves everyone by whacking a panel. I don't get how that's supposed to help, but whatever. I guess it was the electrical box or something.
Look, it's just the good
old.
old.
If only he got
classic.
Electrocuted too.
It's the good old fashioned. No time to be scientific.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
We need technology. Are we all ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
149. Sonic's fight continues. He sends Metal Sonic falling onto Shadow as everybody returns to ground level. Rotor tells everyone else that everyone has to leave. Sonic and Shadow take notice that Isaac suddenly dipped. So the two escape out of hold. Shadow goes to do his own thing, while Sonic escapes on a ship. So nobody really figured out why the seismic graph went off or what this place even is. Meanwhile, Isaac returns to the mysterious Dr. Kintober in a test tube, awaiting his next orders.
And he'll be awaiting those orders forever.
And now for our other big story for the session. Some mysterious force is eating entire universes. Zonik appears and wants to see Tails, as this universe's Tails is the prime Tails. Zonik explains that Mammoth Mogul got a power-up after a fight with Knuckles and is going to destroy every zone. Mammoth then arrives at the computer room and attacks. The Zonik from the other universe holds him off, while Prime Zonik escorts Rhaenyra to a room with every Tails. Thoughts?
How you guys love the Tails Chosen One storyline? Well, here we go.
It has a really funny page. That's the payoff.
Yeah.
It's not until a future issue, though. Yeah.
So, Rotor, speaking of Rotor being a liar and a gaslighter, he's a bullshit here, first off. Rotor, you have literally made a giant rocket launcher. I have the photographic proof.
He brandished and shot a gun at Robotnik.
He brandished and shot a gun.
This is
also
clearly... Go ahead.
There's more errors where they say that the missiles aren't a thing, and it's just like, what about the nukes that Station Square literally bombed Robotropolis with? Which is all of this is actually so all of these errors are actually retconned later on in the comic series with explanations as to why Rotor said these things. And it's like crazy how much housekeeping from these like 6 issues that had to happen later on down the comics line to fix this bullshit.
I appreciate the effort to fix it.
It's all Rotor 2099's fault.
He replaces them even within the same like issue.
So jumping ahead to the second story, you were just talking about how no one would know SatAM, and then this shows up. I mean,
yeah, you're right. I don't know, man. I was just trying to give some kind of.
I thought this was gonna be a fucking Spider-Man spin-off, but then it wasn't.
Just a quick gag.
Please give me the lore of Robotnik Goblin. Jesus.
Roblin.
Fucking buff Tails is probably the greatest thing to come out of this entire reading thing.
Benjamin Franklin Tails doesn't do it for you?
There's an astronaut Tails somewhere on the left. There's like a spaceman Tails over there, but he looks so sad.
He's so sad. He's upset with everything. I don't like Baby Tails. Baby Tails makes me want to cry.
Why doesn't he have shoes?
That's what I'm saying.
I think I've reached a point where I don't want to see Art Mowini's art in this comic anymore.
You know what? I changed my answer. Morbidly Obese Tails is now my favorite.
Where's Morbid? Oh, yeah, there he is.
right below Sad Astronaut.
Is he supposed to be like... Is there references? I feel like it reminds me of something.
I don't know.
Maybe a character from Recess? Or... Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so this doesn't act. I'm gonna shut this shit down right now. This doesn't build up to anything, so you could feel free to forget about it.
No, it does. It's really funny.
Yeah, you mean the Kinto Aoi your orders, Doctor?
Were you talking about the Tails thing? I was making a reference to the
no, sorry, I like jumped around. Yeah, the Tails thing does build up to something really funny, but no, the Isaac talking to Dr. Kintobor in the test tube, this does not. He awaits his orders for forever. Doesn't matter. You can forget about this.
So that never happens. Okay.
Yeah.
I always feel like Ken Penders never wants to like play with his own stuff, the stuff in Sega, and he wants to play with his own stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we got Dr. Eggman. No, I want to use Ivan Kintobor. Or Bar, depending on the text panel.
And then there's also, like, him writing Shadow, and, like, the first thing he did was get Locke involved. Like, oh my gosh.
Everyone loves Locke, though. What are you talking about?
When Locke isn't on screen, you should be asking, what computer monitor is Locke behind? Do you think Do you think Locke? Do you think if Locke was around today, he'd be a really big computer advocate? Like he'd be building computers and shit.
Locke would absolutely be an AI tech bro.
Oh no.
He would be a crypto bro, dude.
New Echidna coins dropping now.
Yo, it's the Chaos coins.
Why does that sound like a VG Land Sprite comic?
Yeah. Because life is a circle. That's all
Let's
I
bring
got.
back Sprite comics. Come on,
got.
everyone. We're going to bring back Sprite comics. Let's do that.
Let's continue the Archie comics through Sprite form.
Yes.
Let's continue talking about this Sprite comic in 150. The big 150. Sonic flirts with every girl in Nahol. Elsewhere, Rouge the Bat overhears Fang having a conversation about Chaos Emeralds on Angel Island. She decides she's going to steal those before anyone else can. Back in Nahol, Tails catches Sonic trying to smooch Bunny. He yells at Sonic and leaves. Later that night, Bunny heads home and Sonic talks to himself, revealing he's actually Evil Sonic from another universe. Evil Sonic's enemy, who is an evil Antoine named Patch, tried to use a device to send him to another world, but it backfired as Evil Sonic instead used it to get Patch and the real Antoine to swap universes. Evil Sonic would then sucker punch the real Sonic to knock him out and steal his shoes in order to take his place. So back to Rouge. She talks to Locke, speak of the devil, and tries to get closer to the emeralds, but before she can pull anything, Archimedes tells her forward that it's a novel. So, continuing our Tails thing, one of the Tailses tries to fight the Prime Tails so that he can be the new Prime Tails, because that's how it works. While they all discuss who gets to be in charge, Tails runs off to try to solo Mammoth Mogul. Sonic saves Tails, who wanted to be shot by Mammoth, to try to turn into Turbo Tails. Great idea. While the other Tailses then attack the Mammoth, then Sonic gets hit while trying to save some... to try to get some of them to safety. Believing Sonic to be dead, an enraged Tails fuses with the rest of his copies to become Titan Tails. This is a shit post I saw like 10 years ago, so it's nice to finally see how it culminates. He uses his two tails to vacuum the Boobas power into his own, and after becoming the strongest being in the universe, he turns everything back to normal while imprisoning mammoths into his own chest emerald. I guess this character's not coming back. Right?
Right.
Right.
This guy.
Yeah.
Do you actually want an answer?
Yeah.
He's coming back.
No.
No. Okay.
But it's okay. He comes back better.
Alright.
Better than ever.
Because I saw this, I'm like, did they just give up? Is this it?
I don't like how happy Mina looks in this reaction.
So when I started reading this, I kind of had this reaction of like, oh shit, it's this story.
That's exactly what I wrote on my notes, Dorko. I was like, this infamous story.
So I don't remember the context, but in one of the previous episodes, I think for some reason someone mentioned school days, and I think I said something like, there's a story that in this that makes me think of school day, or like I would compare school days to, and I was talking about this story the whole time.
Yeah,
I remember as we were leaving Endgame, I think we were talking about some people's complaints about the comic turning into some kind of high school drama. I'm guessing this is the point where it's going to happen, and I'm a little worried.
yeah, kind of, sort of, yes. Yes. Yeah, I think this is the one. I think this is where I think that was my complaint. I can't remember now. But this fucking this is just the worst. This is just the worst. This Tails, I never want to see this Tails ever again. He looks like a human potato.
He's so badass, though.
I think this Titan Tails, it might have been the first thing I saw from these comics, maybe, because of the white TMNT or whatever.
Yeah! Oh, boy. What a nightmare.
It's like, well, we finally got to it. We got to the thing. Now you're a man, Tails.
Yeah, I saw the previous Tails. I saw the previous page years ago. Not this one. I've never seen this one where he's just rotating his tails really fast. It's somehow even worse.
It's just literally my note is just like, this is just the worst. Yeah,
so,
uh-huh.
To not think about that incredible hunk of man for a minute, did they make a new outfit for Rouge for this comic?
Yes.
I think it might be the Sonic Heroes outfit miscolored.
Is it? Oh, I always thought it was like an original, like she's wearing a sweater.
I thought it was straight up new.
Maybe you are right, though. It might just be a...
Well, this is going into my search history now. Let's see.
Yeah, I think it lines up.
Yeah, it's just miscolored. Yep, that's it.
Mm.
It's just colored like her old outfit.
Yeah, interesting. I dig it, though. I like it. I like the way that, even if it's a miscolor.
It's alright.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, Turbo Tails. I got nothing to say. I mean, everything. It's just the Mammoth Galactus plot is just nothing. It's funny that you pointed out Locke like this because I didn't like click to me like, wow, they really are just forcing it into the story.
I mean, I would say that Locke being here makes a little bit more sense, but it's still like, yeah.
Yeah. I do like the thing where you find out that Patches was swapped with Antoine. I just feel like it doesn't land as strong because of the way it was in this story. But it all leads to good things later down the line. So
I would say like
again,
right now, like I don't really care about it. And it's just right now I'm just like, can we get Antoine back? Can we get back to the status quo?
Yeah, it really sucks, but like they clean up well later on, and it's just part of this whole housekeeping bullshit that has to happen, and it sucks.
So real quick, in Hair Watch, Sally just suddenly has short hair again.
What? Where is that?
It's right after Evil Sonic steps on the bombs.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You're
right.
Yeah, she just short hair again.
She just has her like Sad AM hair watch.
Look, it's important, okay?
It is. It's good. It's a good inconsistency to point out.
Also, I like fucking Archimedes just watching off screen, probably on a monitor with Rouge.
Yeah, I like Archimedes chastising Locke for flirting, and then literally saying "Be gone, thought," and then TPing Rouge out of Angel Island.
Like, no, go away.
All right. So 151. Let's cap it off. I think we're almost done.
Yep. Let's get Mew.
So we find the real Sonic getting beat up by Nahol's evil counterparts in the other universe. Evil Sonic starts flirting with Rouge the Bat and bullshits her saying he knows anything about the animals on Angel Island, causing her to drag him there. And she starts talking to lots and set up a distraction. I can't talk tonight. We see Sonic, who had been dropped by the bullies into a lake. He made his way out. A fight breaks out as the real Antoine, believing Sonic to be the bad one, brandishes his sword. Sonic beats everybody, and the evil Rotor finds out they're messing with the good Sonic this whole time, who then asks Evil Rotor how to get back. Sonic arrives at the Master Emerald altar in his own universe just in time to meet Evil Sonic, who had snuck his way into the chamber. As the fight breaks out, Locke detects something is wrong, and he makes his way into the room and tosses Evil Sonic out before he takes his chance to take out Sonic. Rouge meets back up with Evil Sonic, who, while he did not get the Master Emerald, which I forgot is actually called the Chaos Emerald in these past couple issues, he did get her a tiny little baby emerald. So Rouge asks to take the Evil Sonic somewhere private, while the real one returns home to Avi and Bunny acting weird and coming onto him. And then we get a little story where Sally meets Nicole, who is out exploring the forest in a new body. The body is some kind of simulation she made up in order to experience being organic again, but then she gets tired and the simulation vanishes, causing her to turn back to robot Nicole. The end. What do you think?
This is simultaneously the funniest and grossest thing. Just Locke running away from a woman to do anything else is really funny to me, but also it is gross because it's Locke.
Hey, please stop making out with your son's love interest, thanks.
Not in this universe. Also, sayonara, simps.
Oh, it makes me think of that old Resident Evil 4 meme, but I can't say it anymore. It aged horribly.
I know what you're talking about. I love that one. That is what Locke is doing right now. Same energy. Also, the fact that he has a hole that just appears below him. What is this, Looney Tunes?
Emergency woman escape hatch.
Oh, man.
This Sally face is also really funny to me for some reason.
Yeah.
Also, hair watch. Sally's hair is long again. That's gonna be my thing now, I guess.
Man, it's rough, the fact that Antoine just doesn't, like, we know this thing, but it just, nothing happens with it. Antoine doesn't get to clear the air or anything. Ugh. I do like that he's ready to kill, though. I'm all over it. Let Antoine kill someone.
And that's the last time we ever see Antoine. Goodbye, Antoine.
Bye.
Our covers are back this Pat Speziante's artist. Sorry, go ahead.
He's off to join Cal and Al.
Stop. We'll never think about Cal and Al again. They're not coming back.
I'll never forget.
Let it go. You need to let it go. It's been years. You need to let it go.
They're gonna show up in the Mega Man crossover. I know it.
Well, actually, huge, kind of, I guess, big reveal is Nicole's body design, which first time we see that, and it, you know, this'll build up to something in the future. I liked this story, actually. It really gave me, like, early 2000s DeviantArt comic vibes. It was crazy how I was like, man, this feels like some kind of schlocky drama I would read on DeviantArt or Tumblr for those who...
I knew Nicole got a body at some point. I didn't realize it was shown off this early.
Yep.
I thought that was like an Ian Flynn thing.
Nope. Whoever, Tiana Del Rio, that's the writer and the artist for this one. She's the designer of Nicole. Dorgo, do you know anything about this artist, writer?
I think I read that she did like a Sabrina the Teen Witch, like a manga-esque thing. I don't know.
Oh, the art does look familiar, actually. I think that's right. Yeah. I don't think she doesn't really appear in this comic that often. If
but I will say this is, for me, the best story in the session. So
it was so good.
Was
it was so good compared to anything else.
Thank you. It's like, I just want to tell you thank you.
I didn't hate myself reading this, so thank you. Yeah, thank you.
It's nice to see, like, people with things to say that are well written and articulated, and, like, I care about it. Like from a bullshit, like, throwaway story of, like, oh, what if Sally and the computer swapped bodies, to, damn, that experience really fucked me up. I don't know how to deal with this. And Sally being like, oh my god, I don't know how to deal with this.
Damn, man, real life got hands.
For real. Dude, no, seriously though, it's baller. Like, if anybody listening to this, just read 151, the very back issue, like, backstory. Like, it's a good one. It's a good one. Good, like, the art is, you know, there's an acquired taste, I guess. I like it. I think it's nice. You know, it's not perfect, but it's good. It's obviously a stylistic choice because the backgrounds are really well done and all that. It's good. Good one. Yeah, this set sucked. Unfortunately, I don't know when it's gonna get good again. But on the bright side, John Gray does do art in the next issue, so there's that to look forward to.
Yippee!
I think we get a smattering of good John Gray art throughout the next few issues.
I'm so ready for the downfall, the decay.
I think
Penders.
Carl Bollers does appear in the next set of issues as well, so we do get some pretty good stories, some good set-offs, some send-offs. But, you know, we're going to start to notice him less and less. Thankfully, the next set of issues does have some good ones. Some interesting twists and turns. Some of the best covers in this 100s set, I want to say, from what I remember, there's some really good covers in the next set of issues. Can't remember what I set it up to be, but I think it's like 152 to 159. So pretty decent set. I'm trying to chunk things up in a way that makes sense. Like, this was the taste of Ken Pender's arc for that was my internal head. Is the next one is the sort of the drama arc, is what I in my head is how I had it, and then the arc after that is I think, if not that next set of it, the third set of issues, it might be right after that we get Ian Flynn. He's coming up. Yeah, no, it's the next set. Yes. So we just went through the Ken arc. The Ken arc just happened. The drama arc is next. Carl Bowler send off, and then Ian Flynn's run starts. So I chunked it all up perfectly. I'm a genius.
So Ian Flynn, are you almost in like the good part of the comic? We just have to get through the damn whatever school drama thing this is.
Okay, I said it's school drama, but it's just general drama. There's it's a lot. It's a very like drama heavy. As a kid I was never comfortable with drama. So maybe I'll change my mind now, because I do know it was written by Carl Bollers. I do remember enjoying it, but it also makes me uncomfortable. So I have my like drama comprehension is very bad. It's very awkward to me. So we'll see what happens in this read through with you guys. Maybe you will agree. Maybe you'll point something out that you like that I didn't, or something.
Well, it can't be worse than the fucking anti-Sonic story we went through, so at least
it literally can't be worse. We have Carl Bollers on the mic, or for most of it we have Carl Bollers, so
why do I feel like that's famous last words right there? It can't be worse than X.
We have a fantastically bad Ken Pender story, which I'm excited to hear you guys talk about.
I'm gonna go read Turok now.
I do remember. Yeah, things are bad, guys. I forgot. We only get a few Carl Bowler stories. Anyway. Yippee! I'm excited for the next set.
Yippee!
Mamma mia. To all the listeners, don't read any of the comics we just talked about. Go watch Columbo instead.
Do both.
At the same time. For your sanity.
All right. Everybody got any last words, Storko?
I almost feel like we glossed over it, so I just wanted to put a little extra emphasis on that story of Anti-Sonic took Sonic's place and he's just flirting with all the girls. That was really fucking terrible. And I feel like it's the fact that it happened to be issue 150 is like, man, this sucks.
What a huge issue 150.
This is a horrible landmark issue. Like, good lord.
It's a real damn shame. Just absolutely the worst.
Yeah, sucked to see Bunny forgetting about Antoine all like that, and I'll say with me, it's Sonic is all
happy fucking anniversary.
Happy fucking anniversary.
Yeah, hey Sonic, your future's gonna be great.
overall, not great. Some cool fights with Sonic and Metal Sonic in Shadow, and nice Nicole thing at the end, but the good did not outweigh the bad.
No, not at all. It was a real stinker.
No, real Titan Tail stinker.
Yeah, it was really rough. At least the Titan Tails thing is hilarious, even though it's bad. It's bad, but it's hilarious.
It's bad, but it's funny.
It's funny, yeah. Thanks being ingrained with memes for like 15 years.
Yeah.
Harvek, any final thoughts?
Oh, I thought I already made myself clear. Go watch Columbo.
Well, we will in about 25 minutes.
That's right.
Well, I'm talking to the dear viewers at home. I know we're watching Columbo.
Dear viewers, please watch all of Columbo. Join us on our Columbo cast. It all goes back to Columbo.
I would do it.
You know, I can't believe I didn't think about it. Going through all the episodes of Columbo, doing a big breakdown review of each one. No. Anyway, we're digressing. Goodbye, everybody.
We'll wrap it up. Hey, I'm stopping the recording. Bye-bye.
Good night.